Us. Welcome everybody. This video is back to basics. Whether we teach karate or whether we train karate, we are going to go back a little bit to the basics, and I'm going to show you some ideas to make sure that your basics are correct, and you will later then superimpose those basic movements into your kata. What we're going to do is we're going to take Haikodachi and Tate Shutuki. You're now going to turn both your feet in the same direction, almost like a miniature Zen Kutsudachi. And then you're going to punch with your opposite arm 45 degrees in the direction that you are moving. Haikodachi, Tate Shutuki. Hitch. And now 45 degrees to the other side. Nip. Make sure that you turn on your heels. San. Sheep. Go. Rook. Sit. Hutch. Coop. I'm sure you can imagine the same feeling of the feet as in Kata Basaidai. When we come from here into the Tate Shutuki, we do on the spot Chokuzuki, and then the next Uchiuki, we turn both feet like this. More senior kata, same idea, Gangaku, when we have our hands on our hips, turning both feet to move off the center line in a positive direction, same idea as your feet. So let's go back to the very beginning. Feet together, high sokodach, just to make sure that alignment of the feet and the toes are correct. Open your feet almost 30 degrees either way, heels still together, musubidachi. Musubidachi, the one that we do, rei, when we bow. Then we're going to go into the next one, hip width, but still feet 30 degrees out to the center or to the side, and that one, hasichidachi. Remember hachi, ichi, sanchi, gorup, sich, hach. The number 8 in Japanese are two lines drawn like this. It follows the figure 8, and that's what you are actually doing with your feet. You are making a figure 8 with your feet. We're now going to do a very basic exercise, but whenever we do kata, especially in Heian Shodan, whether we teach it or train it, please make sure that you get this whole body movement correct. Right arm is going to point to the left. As you point the arm, it also turns that foot. So you can practice that a few times. Hitch and back. Knee and back. San and back. Similar to what we did earlier with turning on the heels. Sheep and last one. Go. Now, once you've turned that foot this way with the arm, just wind your left arm to the top, and now from here go into Zen Kutsudachi, movement number 1 of Heian Shodan. And now your foot should be in the correct position, and you will feel a definite positive movement when you do this, moving off your center line. In other words, when you move into the kick. It's very important that we turn on our heels. You want to move into that, let's say that Geramarai, that stifling the kick. You don't want to go negative away from this. So in Shotokan, we are used to turning on our heels when we change direction. And then you can do practice the same on the other side like that. Number 2, feet again, high sokodach. And now you're going to, on the spot, open your right foot to the side. So you want to make a perfect 90 degree or letter L shape, like this. So with your one foot pointing to the side like this. The next movement, you're going to sink down like this now, to try and create complete body control of sliding this foot forward into Kokutsudachi. So if you go from the side, open, slide, sink down, keep the weight on the back leg until the last second, and then you're going to open this. And remember, 90%, 10%. And then you can add the shuto to that. So let's do that a few times. So first, open the foot, sink down, create your alignment, slide your foot forward. You can wind your arm up so long, and Kokutsudachi. If you pull that front foot back, your feet should be in, or your heels should be in line, because in Kokutsudachi, the heels in line. When you bring it back, try not to, so I'll just do it sideways, try not to go forward to push, to come backwards like this. From here, stay on the back leg, and from there, use your abductor muscles, your inner thigh muscles, to pull this foot, and then only now, standing up and turning the foot. It will help you to practice, to keep that maximum control over your body. Let's just do one more. One foot open, sink down, wind your arms, keep the body control, slide the foot forward, and into Kokutsudachi. And bring it back, closing the hip at the end. When you teach this, it will help your students to also understand this concept of keeping the body forward, and at the last second, turning the hips into Hanmi for Kokutsudachi. Also, turning the hips. So just an exercise that they can practice like that. The third one, we're going to do something similar. Feet together, Haisokodachi. Let's go right foot forward, create that balance, slide that foot forward until the last second, and then you're going to turn into Kibidachi this way. It's important to create this until the last second, and then you're going to turn like this. The same idea, if I do it sideways, to keep the weight on the back leg, slide this foot forward, 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 last second, we're going to transfer the weight to the center, not over transfer to the front, only to the middle. Same idea when we come back, pull it back, standing up, and then come up. You remember in Jion, we do that movement, so we're keeping the weight back from the Taisho, and when we step, one fist from the body, Taisho, but keeping at the last second the weight distribution on the Kibidachi. The next one, number 4, I'm just going to turn sideways for this one. We're going to bend our legs, and we're going to go into Neko Ashidachi. Right foot forward, so toes and heels in line, back leg bends, front foot up like this. And from here, we're just going to, on the spot, Maigiri, soft landing. The idea is to keep the weight on the back leg. Ni, san, shi, don't forget the snap back. Go, run, and relax. That practice, or what we do, is to practice to keep the weight on the back leg like this. Many students at green belt level, when they do Hyanyondan, they've got difficulty to kick, keep the foot winding up, and then the step into Kosadachi, the Urakunuchi move 13. So let's practice that with good control. Go into Neko Ashidachi, winding the arms so long, just do the kick, and put the foot softly down. It will help you to create the balance on the back leg like this. So kick, soft. Now you can practice the arms, and that same leg is slightly easier if it's on the floor. Step forward with it, heel down now, back foot into Kosadachi, Urakunuchi. So just an easier way to practice the arms and legs together, especially for the little ones. It's sometimes a little bit difficult to get that coordination together to do that for them like this. If we go a little bit higher level, and you think of empty, I'll do it sideways. So from here, the Agizuki, we're opening the right arm of the right hand, and now the knee high up like this, but not lifting the heel of the supporting foot. Try to keep this down, and as your knee lifts, this arm blocks in front, this one steps forward, blocking, lean away. This idea and this idea in Basadai, same, looking down the slope of your arm over to your fist. This idea is the same, turning on the heel as before, and then from there back to get on the right. You can practice the same from the Neko Ashidachi, from here, to get that feeling of lifting and stepping, leaning away. So same idea, you can practice like that. It's just to get that maximum control over the body. Like I say, back to basics. Just all the way back to the beginning to make sure everything is correct. Leading up to later a little bit more advanced in terms of kata. Please keep on practicing your basics. Very basic will translate or superimpose into good kata and ultimately good kumite. Enjoy it and good luck. Us!